Hey everyone, Ethan here. So Google basically just threw the old Antigravity into the trash, and now we have the new Antigravity 2.0 to test. And as always, I'm not going to test it with a random to-do app or something like that. I'm going to test it for game development. In this video, we are going to see how to install it, how to configure it, how to connect it with Unity, and then we are going to give it a real challenge to see how well it can actually help us build game systems. And stay until the end, because I'll also show you one small trick that can seriously improve the results you get from this kind of AI agent. So yeah, let's not make this intro longer than it needs to be. Let's go straight to the point. Alright, so if Antigravity has not updated automatically for you, or if you did not have it installed before, you need to go to the Antigravity website and open the downloads page. From there, just download the version for your platform. In my case, I'm going to download the Windows version. Once the installation finishes, Antigravity should open automatically. It may ask you a few setup questions the first time you open it. In my case, it detected my settings from the old Antigravity installation, so it did not really ask me anything. And as you can see, the interface is now very focused on this agent-first idea that basically every company is moving towards right now. It feels much closer to tools like Codex or Claude Code, where the main focus is not just writing code manually, but working with an AI agent that can understand the project, modify files, run commands, and help you build things directly. At the top left, we can start a new chat. We also have the conversation history, and there's also a section to schedule tasks, but I'm not going to go deep into that in this video, because what I really want to test today is how useful this is for Unity development. So I created an empty Unity project to show you how to add it into Antigravity. And in Antigravity 2.0, this part is a little bit different. Now you can create projects that contain more than one folder, which is actually pretty useful if you're working with different tools or separated parts of the same project. To add the Unity project, we click on the folder icon with the plus sign, then we create a new project, and here we select the folder we want to add. In my case, I'm selecting the folder of this new Unity project. Alright, so the first time we add a project, Antigravity asks if we want to start a conversation directly or if we want to change some settings first. Let's take a look at the settings. From here, we can add more folders to the project. We can also change the security preset depending on how much freedom we want to give the agent. For example, we can decide if we want the agent to run any command on the computer or not. In my case, I usually make it as unrestricted as possible because it is more comfortable for me and it lets me work faster. Obviously, do this only if you understand what you're doing and you trust the project you're working on. If we scroll down a little bit, we can see that Antigravity already comes with some skills installed, but right now those skills do not really have anything to do with Unity. And the most important part for us is inside the Customizations tab. Here, we have the MCPs, and as I have explained many times before, MCPs basically allow AI agents to use tools inside programs that they normally could not control directly. For example, instead of the AI only editing C# files, it can actually interact with Unity, use menus, create objects in the scene, inspect things, and do much more. So let's configure that. As you already know, I usually use the Unity MCP from Coplay. They are not paying me or anything like that. I just use it because it is open source, it is free, and in my opinion, it has the best set of tools for Unity right now. To install it, we simply copy the Git link from the repository. Then we go back to Unity. We open Window, then Package Management, then Package Manager. Inside the Package Manager window, we click the plus button, choose Add Package from Git URL, paste the link we copied, and click Install. And remember, if you do not have Git installed on your computer, this step will not work. I always get comments in my videos from people saying this part does not work. And most of the time, the problem is that Git is not installed. So I'll leave a link in the description so you can install Git if you need it. Once the Unity MCP is installed, we go back to Window, then MCP for Unity, and we open the MCP window. From this window, we can configure and start the MCP server. First, at the bottom, we open the Client dropdown and select Antigravity 2.0. You will see that the icon is red, because it is not configured yet. So we just click the Configure button. And now, to make sure everything is detected correctly, close Antigravity and open it again. If we go back to the Customizations tab in Antigravity, the Unity MCP should now appear there. As you can see, it appears, but it is still red and it shows an error. That is normal. The reason is simply that the server is not running yet. So we go back to the Unity MCP window and click Start Server. This will open a terminal. And when you see all this text here, especially the part that says Fast MCP, that means the server is ready. Now, if I go back to Antigravity, the icon is green, and here we can see all the available tools. These are the tools that the AI agent can use inside Unity. So with this, the agent is basically ready. We can already ask it something simple, like creating a small house made out of blocks in the active scene. And as you can see, it connects to Unity through the MCP and creates the objects directly in the scene. It did fail a little bit with the materials, but if we correct it, it fixes the issue without too much trouble. So this is already pretty interesting. But of course, we do not just want the agent to place cubes lives in the scene. What we really want is to use the agent to create code for us so we can focus more on designing the game and less on writing every single system manually. And as you can see in the top right corner, I have a button that says Open IDE. This basically opens what used to be the original Antigravity. If this button does not appear for you, you may need to download it again. Apparently, some people who updated to Antigravity 2.0 lost the original IDE, so if that happens to you, just go back to the same Antigravity website, scroll down a little bit, and you should find the Antigravity IDE download there. Now, before I start creating code, there is something I always like to add to my AI projects, and that is an AGENTS.md file. An AGENTS.md file is just a plain text file with instructions for the agent. Basically, it is attached to every message you send, so the agent always reads it before doing anything. I created mine manually, based on my own experience building my game with AI agents. The goal is to prevent very common mistakes. For example, one mistake Unity agents make all the time is using the old input system instead of the new one, or creating messy scripts that work for a quick demo but are horrible to maintain later. So my agents.md file gives the agent rules about project structure, Unity best practices, modular code, input handling, and a few other things that help avoid those problems. If you want the full file, you can find it on my Patreon, together with the files from this video and the project already configured with the MCP. And as you can see, if we go to the project settings in Antigravity inside rules, the agents.md file has been detected automatically, so now the agent should follow those instructions every time I ask it to do something. Another trick I really recommend is working with a Git repository. If you're doing agent-assisted programming, using Git is almost mandatory in my opinion, because sooner or later the agent will break something. Maybe not today, maybe not in the first task, but eventually it will happen. And if your project is inside a Git repository, you can go back to a working version very easily. Also, remember to add a proper .gitignore file for Unity, so you do not upload unnecessary metadata or generated files to the repository. Alright, now we are finally ready to give Antigravity a real prompt. I'm going to ask it to create a first-person controller, but I do not want just one big script with everything inside. I want the code to be modular, with each feature separated into its own class where it makes sense. So things like movement, camera look, jumping, ground checks, slope detection, and configuration should be organized properly. Let's send the prompt and see what happens. The first difference I notice is that we do not have a manual plan mode button like we had before, or like we have in tools such as Codex or Cursor. Here, the agent seems to decide by itself if the task is complex enough to activate a planning step instead of starting directly. And in this case, it did exactly that. It started by preparing a plan. Another interesting thing is that it actually followed my agents.md file. It created a subagent. And basically, these subagents can handle smaller tasks that would consume too many tokens if they happen directly in the main conversation. For example, in this case, it sent a subagent to scan the project and create a summary of the key parts. That way, the main conversation does not need to carry all the raw information all the time. This is actually a smart way to save context and keep the main task cleaner. Alright, now it has given me a plan. It is waiting for me to approve it before it starts making changes. And from what I can see, it understood the modular structure I asked for. It is going to create different classes for the different parts of the controller. So let's approve the plan and let it work. After a little while, it looks like it has finished, and as you can see, it created a walkthrough file where it explains step by step what it changed and how to test it. I always like when agents do this because sometimes they modify a lot of files and it becomes hard to know exactly what happened. Having a walkthrough makes it much easier to review the work. It also modified the Unity scene through the MCP and created a small test area. So it did not just write the scripts, it also prepared a simple environment where we can test the controller directly. That is exactly the kind of thing that makes these agents useful for game development. Instead of only generating code, they can help set up the scene, create test objects, and connect everything inside Unity. Looking at the inspector, it also created a lot of exposed variables so we can adjust the controller without touching the code. So let's test it. And honestly, it seems to work pretty well. The movement feels good. The camera works. The controller responds correctly. But of course, it has the classic AI bug. Almost every AI agent makes this mistake when creating a first-person controller in Unity. It forgot to assign the layers properly for the jump and ground detection. So right now, I can basically jump infinitely. But this is a very easy fix. We just correct the ground layer setup, assign it properly, and test again. And now with that fixed, the controller works much better. We have movement, jumping, ground detection, and slope detection, so we can walk up stairs and ramps without the controller going crazy. For a first pass, this is actually pretty good. Is it perfect?
No, of course not.
You still need to review the code, you still need to test everything, and you still need to understand what the agent is doing. But as a starting point, this can save a lot of time, and that is the important part. I do not want to go much deeper in this video because the goal was mainly to show you Antigravity 2.0, how to set it up, and how it performs with a real Unity task. But overall, I think it is worth testing, especially if you're already experimenting with AI agents for game development. Just remember the important parts. Install Git, use a proper unity.gitignore. Configure the Unity MCP, use an AGENTS.md file with clear rules, and do not trust the agent blindly. Review everything it does. Test everything inside Unity, and keep your project under version control. Because when the agent breaks something, and it will eventually break something, you want to be able to go back. So yeah, that is Antigravity 2.0 tested with Unity. I hope this video was useful. I'll leave the useful links in the description, including Git, the Unity MCP, and my Patreon. And if you want to support the channel on Patreon, you can also find my agents.md file and the project files from this video already configured with the MCP. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.